Hello, I'm Kyle. Welcome back to Give Pause Hobby. Once again, in the element, with my seatbelt on in case, I get in an accident while I'm talking to you. Don't worry, I'm not moving. That was a joke. As always, this is oftentimes a much more soundproof environment wherever I park, which has to be by a park right now, than anywhere in our house, which we love, but is not so easy to find a spot where I'm not disturbing the children and the children aren't disturbing the video. So this is the 5th Timeout with Give Pause. It was a bit slower of a month, and we'll get to that. There's a reason why, and you may already know, but if not, hang tight. So let's see what's been done. What came out since the last time we had one of these videos. First up, something I'm really excited about. The first episode is great. I'm excited for more of it. Tea and Pancakes, episode 1. That's a new show idea on the Chats channel where I speak with myself about my feelings, my rankings of factions of Root that I like playing the most, factions I like piloting the most of Root bots, my favorite maps, my favorite hirelings, my favorite landmarks. So just kind of ranking everything. And then every 5 games, this was, the first one was I played 30 games of Root. And every time I played 5 more games, I'll do another Tea and Pancakes. And we'll see if anything changes. Spoiler, things already have, and I've only played 3 more since then. Next up, Specter Ops, another one of my poetic elements. Really happy with how that poem turned out, actually. That's an older game that my wife and I are returning to after a number of years of it sitting idle on our shelf. Yeah, I'm excited to give that one new life. Okay, after that was a playthrough of Morning Phase, which was a solo nostalgia cartography game, role-playing game that I made for Rico Record Collection 2021, which also is part of the Solo But Not Alone bundle on itch. And it's using Beck's album Morning Phase, one of my absolute favorite albums of all time, as a inspirational guide of reliving a certain time of your life that you reflect back upon fondly and sort of mapping out who was where, like what was connected to what, or who, or events, or feelings. And it's a very introspective thing, which doesn't make it necessarily a great fit for something I recorded and shared, but it was meant for a solo or a stream to advertise the bundle, but it didn't work out for the stream. So I posted it on here because I've talked about the game before. So if anyone's interested, you can see how it plays, and there's a link to it on itch where it's free as you want it to be. You can pay money for it, but you don't have to. Galaxy Trucker was the next poetic elements, and again, kind of hit a nice 2-3 poems in a row. Really liked how they turned out, and I got the time frame down a little bit, so not quite as bloated. Gotta feel that out as you're making content. So Galaxy Trucker was actually the last poetic elements for a while, because next up I had a video entitled Slowing Down for a Bit. Story time with Give Pause, slowing down for a bit. So I had been ramping up my content creation, and with the poetic elements being a weekly show that comparatively to other things does not have as much recording or editing overhead, I was most weeks getting 2 things in and some weeks getting 3. So like the previous months had been like 10, 11, and another 10 things up on the channel, which felt great. It helped move some numbers, subscriber-wise, views-wise, all that sort of stuff. But I was just starting to get a little overwhelmed. I was, this is already just like a hobby that I love. I really have found a lot of joy in making videos and putting them up, but it still lives in the, after hours recreation time, which is already under siege by this school year is crazy. Having 2 kids at now 1 year and almost 4 years old is crazy. Wanting to spend time, play games with my wife. So this is just at odds with lots of, work out. It's spring. I want to get out and run. And not that I'm you know, stepping away from the channel is just like it says, slowing down for a bit. So instead of these things that I have self-imposed expectations to hit weekly marks, just go back to where I was before, where I roughly aim for one thing a week. Sometimes hit it, sometimes don't. But the things that I'm working on are, you know, I think across the board, just things that really ignite a spark in me that make me excited about it. So, you know, I think that's a better place to be for me personally. It may be fewer things that come out with less regularity, but hopefully the quality of them, or at least like the driving force behind them, is just a little bit stronger. And, you know, after the school year is up, maybe I might bump those numbers up. But for the time being, I'm really enjoying just sort of focusing on just whatever chooses to move me. Yeah, so that's that. Winding the Gears 3 came out, which was the March 29th Better Bot Project update. The Dummy Duchy, Clockwork Conspiracy, and Cogwheel Cult all got little tweaks, some bigger than little. And so I went over all those changes in that update, which then all got used in the last video, you know, up until now. The Robo Rumble 4, the fourth time I'm just watching the robots go at it, and the first time where it's a 6-player mega match. So it had all 3 of the Better Bot Project factions that were in Winding the Gears, but then the director's cut of Mechanical Marquee 2.0, Automated Alliance, and the Vagabond. And it was super fun. Almost 4 hours of filming. So it was a long process. 4 hours of the game, including filming. The game was 2.5 hours. Filming turned out to be about 80 minutes. And that was a blast. I tried a new format. I don't think that's not going to be necessarily like a total shift for all future videos, but it's a fun thing that I thought I'd try. I thought it turned out rather, you know, nicely. And that's it. That's all the things that have come out up until now. I know part of the slowing down for a bit idea is I am kind of doing away with making an itemized list of things that I want to do in the upcoming month. And that said, if there's something that's like already in the can that I'm, you know, in the process of working on it, I'm, you know, going to talk about it. And with that, Tea and Pancakes 1.5 is recorded and being edited right now. There's some dogs walking by in the park. So the idea for that is if I have a specific game or group of games of Root that are particularly interesting, I might do a midway episode between one of the like prime episodes of Tea and Pancakes. And this one happens to be the Mega Robo Rumble, which is, I think, a lot of interesting things to talk about there. But then just a few other things. I can't completely get away from, you know, what's on my mind looking ahead to maybe make. And they're all focusing on things with my wife. I would like to get another Sports with Kate in there. Just have some fun talking about sports ball trivia. Another Frost Talk. We haven't done one of those in a while. And we've played a lot of new games or other games that come off of our shelf since the last one we did. And last but not least, I would like to try the Table for Two idea where my wife and I play some of our favorite 2-player games. My friend just lent me some of his old GoPros, so I might be able to pretty easily implement a multi-angle shot for something like that. And they wouldn't be super long episodes. They're all shortish games, the things I'm thinking of. But, you know, we'll see if I can finally get that off the ground. But thanks for stopping by, seeing what I've been up to on the channel, seeing what's coming up in the nearest future, what I'm focusing on. Yeah, I'm excited to just sort of go where the whims will lead me as we move forward. So we'll see you guys next time. Bye.